Have to mute everyone. Yeah, so let me see so that we don't have the interruptions. Thank you, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm not alone today. I have Princess Esther Balogun. Have to mute everyone. Yeah, so let me see so that we don't have the interruptions. All right, fantastic. So I'm just trying to make sure that we're having a good outcome over there on YouTube. So girls, welcome to the Body Smart Girl Bootcamp Easter 2023. My name is Irene Bangwell. I'd like to check out how many girls have ever attended a Body Smart Girl Bootcamp. If you've ever come for any of the bootcamps, let me know. Let me see the comments and everything. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Yeah, I see Princess Choma says she's been here before. Fantastic. So I'm trying to get Princess Joy. All right, Princess Joy. Make co-host, yeah, making you co-host. We're a team here. So first and foremost, I have Princess Esther Balogun. So we have, she's our sign language interpreter today. So I'm going to put her on the spotlight for everyone. She's priority here today because she's helping us cater to girls who have hearing impairment. So what that does is that they can watch the bootcamp and follow, because girls living with disabilities often, many times, suffer a lot of sexual abuse. And so this is how we are helping them, you know, get the education that they also need and find the ways in which all of us can learn how to help, speak up for and with them. So welcome, ladies, to the first day. Today's day one. So we have a 3-day conversation ongoing. So Ms. Joy, are you sharing slides for me today? Let me know. So let me give you your co-host, so I think you can unmute and answer. Yes, are you sharing slides for me? All right, please go ahead. So ladies, I just like to learn something about each and every one of us. Please leave me like a fun fact about yourself. Leave me a fun fact about yourself. And also, if you're here and you go to Banky School, let me know. All right. Fantastic. So if you're from Banky's private school, let me know. I was in your school some time ago, and a lot of people were really excited and wanted to hang out with us at any opportunity they had. And your school owner, Mrs. Bankole, also offered a viewing center, offered your school as a viewing center. Fantastic. Izzy is from Banky's private school. That's an amazing one. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So Auntie Joy, please let me know when you're ready to go. So ladies, today we're going to start out showing you one very simple video. I'm sure you have watched it. You have watched it so many times, or similar stories, or you've read it read about it in the Bible, heard about it in Sunday school. Welcome, Eniola. Eniola says she's new here. Eniola, we are happy to have you here. All right, so we're going to start out showing you a video today. And but I want to tell you something special, really special about you and that video. So let me dig up and look for my 12 to 17 doodle book here. So how many people have printed this out? Let me see. You can show me if you did this printing, mommy handed it to you, or daddy, or your auntie. Welcome, Princess Destiny. She says this is her first time of being here. Fantastic. It's such an honor to have you here. All right. So, okay. All right. Thank you so much, Divine. Thank you. Thank you, Fumi Omotola. Welcome, welcome, Destiny. Welcome, Dumebi. All right. So Dumebi, you can change the name. You can just click on it and change the name, so it won't do any harm. All right. Fantastic. Welcome, Ella. So many new faces here. Thank you so much for coming. Also, so let's all just pay attention and just watch this video. So Miss Joy, please go ahead.
In the beginning, there was absolutely nothing to see. No earth, no stars, no animals, no light. There was only God. God then decided to create a beautiful world to display his goodness and splendor. He just spoke the words, and it came to be. Vast craggy mountains, soaring beautiful trees, crystal lakes and winding rivers, animals of every variety. He placed a massive sun in the sky, warming the earth during the day, and a moon to lighten the night. It was a breathtakingly beautiful creation. But God was getting ready for his greatest act yet, making man. He planned to make man special, not like the animals, but more in the image of God himself. So he took a bit of clay from the earth and formed man and breathed life into him. There was man, created in the image of God, and God called him Adam. God made Adam like himself, with a mind, with creativity, with wonder, with emotions, and he made him to be happy. Adam learned about all the animals. He played with them and gave them each names. But something was missing from Adam's life. You would think he had it all, but he was missing a human friend, a wife. God made a woman, too. He put Adam to sleep, carefully took one of Adam's ribs, and formed a woman. Now there were two. They were made for each other, to love each other, to keep each other company, and to enjoy this beautiful world and worship God. Life in the garden was beautiful and blissful. It was, quite truly, paradise. Adam and Eve had no worries. God had created them. He took care of them. The animals were peaceful and kind. Adam and Eve had all the food they wanted. They saw beauty wherever they turned. They only had one rule to obey. Don't eat from the tree that stood in the middle of the Garden of Eden. That was God's only request. On the sixth day of creation, God looked at everything he had made and said it was good. On the seventh day of creation, God rested from all his work. Creation was beautiful, and man was in perfect harmony with God.
All right. So is that the end of our video, Miss Joy? Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So girls, I put up this video. You must have heard this story a million times. So who can make a connection to me? Why are we studying this today? Why is this even coming up today? So the chat box is open. I want to hear who can guess why this video. I mean, I'm a big girl. Why is this video? Why am I being shown this video? So I see you, Christina, you're 15, you're a writer and you love music. Fantastic. So I want to see how many people can guess why we started out with this really baby story today. Miss Jo, I don't know if it's me. Okay, I don't know why the screen seems small for me. To show how special man is. I think the video is just to remind us of how differently God created us. Thank you so much, Divine, to tell everyone that they're specially made. Yeah, fantastic. And Princess Teniola, you sound like you have younger sisters who have been attending the classes today. So next person, I'm saying 3 comments out of 44. That's a poor grade. So let's go, tell us. Why do you think we're doing this today? Why do you think we're doing this today? For us to understand how unique we are, because everything has a creation story. Fantastic. I like the way you put it. Everything has a creation story. Every being has a creation story. So Amaka has a creation story. The movie says to show that everyone is equal in God's eyes. Fantastic. To explain how unique each and every one of us are. Fantastic. All right, fantastic. All right. Okay, so Mina says Amachele. Okay, do you want to rename your devices? It may be hard for me to remember all the changes. So just rename, all right? To tell us about the importance of women, fantastic. To tell everyone that they're special in God's eye, to let us know what we are special, that we are specially made. So before I unveil what our conversation for today is, I'd like every one of us to just open to our worksheet and let's do the first exercise in this worksheet. So we have something there to do in page 5, all right? So let's just pick our worksheet and use the next 5 minutes to answer some of those questions. And if you answer those questions and you feel something in your heart that made you feel that feeling of warmth, you can share. For example, there's a question here that says, what does your name mean? If you're really fond of what your name means, you can share that. So we have something here we printed. All right. How many people have this? Let me see. So Princess Blessing, this your DP makes people think that it's you. It's not a picture, all right? Okay, so Dumebi doesn't have it. So let me see if I can project that. Miss Joy, do you want to stop sharing? Let me share that one. Let me share that one. Let me quickly bring that up. Let me quickly bring that up so that the girls can even write it in a, write what they see in like a sheet of paper, Let me look for it. The 15 to 17 workbook. All right, girls, let's go. If you have it, you can start answering the questions yourself. Think about, whatever is coming to your mind as you look at it. Look at the questions and answer the questions, and let's see if we can unravel something special about each and every one of us. I believe there's something special about each and every one of us, but I want to see how far and how special we find ourselves to be. Why am I not seeing the workbooks? I'm still scrolling. Okay, shared it a while ago. So let me keep scrolling. Let me keep scrolling. I'm almost there. Fantastic. Seen it. Oh.
I'm already sharing the workbook.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So, oh, bless you. So see, we have a first question here that says, what does your name mean? So for people who don't have a workbook, you can just look at that. Yeah, you can post it. My name is Amaka, and it means God's beauty. My name means God's gift. It means God lives in me. Oyindamola, and it means honey mixed with wealth. Fantastic. So what day of the week were you born? All right. What day of the week were you born? Some of us come from tribes that our names tell the days of the week we were born. Like if you're a Hauser and you were born on a Sunday, your name will be Ladi. Yeah. So I'm saying Sunday babies. Princess Emily was born on a Sunday. Princess Choma Sunday. Ella Sunday. Oluwakemi Sunday. Divine Sunday, fantastic. Halima was born on a Friday. Dami was born on a Thursday. I was born on a Thursday too. All right, Monday, I was born on a Tuesday. My name is Blessing and it means something good and helpful. Born on a Saturday. All right, Princess Onara said it means ways of wonder. Tuesday, I think it was a Monday. Chiamaka's born on a Monday. So let me ask, what is one thing that you feel that makes you alike to the members of your family? What is something that you share in common with members of your family? So I'll tell you my own, not my current family, my extended family when I was growing up. So when I look at myself along with my, extended family, I find that we're all teachers. Most of us are teachers. We work in education. So I have that in common with everyone. So someone says what they she has in common with her family, skin color. Fantastic. So who else? What is something you share in common with nearly every member of your family? So let me see. All right. Favor says her name is Favor, means unexpected gift. Fantastic. So love for music, something you all have in your family. You're all hardworking. An event that happens to one in the future. Oh, fantastic. Destiny. Mina says what they have in common is eye color, love for reading, use of glasses, our love for perfume and our skin color. Fantastic. Oh, this is amazing. So now let's get into the what is different. What is different and special? How are you different from members of your family? Tell me one thing that makes you different. Tell me what makes you different. We also have a very good heart. Fantastic, Princess Choma. Good to meet you. What is one thing that makes you different? So Niola dances a lot. Most people don't dance like that in her family. Divine says her perception. I don't know what you mean by that. You could, so are you saying there's a way you think about stuff that is different from members of your family? I'd like to know that. So Ifeami says, okay, I don't think Ifeami is your name. That must be your mom or dad's, no, or uncle's name. Says, we love singing. So where are you different? Say, I'm more reserved than the rest of my family. Chamok says, my quest for adventure and my career's nature. I can make a long story out of the simplest thing. Example, trying to get to the toilet or trying to turn off the light. So I'm the only one that doesn't eat beans, all right? I'm more technologically inclined and help my family with it. Fantastic. Definitely the way I think and see things, all right? So how many people in expressing these things just felt that, well, they're different? I talk too much. I'm the introvert of the family, different career interests, dancing skill. I love art a lot. Fantastic. The says I agree with Dami. Fantastic. So girls, how many people came out for with markers? We asked parents to tell you to come with markers for the class. So I see I love drawing, introvert, fantastic. I love drama. All right. Um, someone says I feel you when I talk too much. I'll tell you a story. When I was younger, that's what everyone used to say. In fact, at some point, they called me Radio Nigeria. You know, when I was young, it wasn't like today where you could just go online, listen to news on Arise or Twitter. It was just something that was out there. And everyone used to say, I talk too much. I'm Radio Nigeria. But it became a problem for me. It became something that made me feel that it was problematic for me. It made me have a low self-esteem. I used to feel embarrassed with the way, especially because in those days, our parents were very generous with saying, please, you talk too much, get out of here, you know, that kind of thing. And so I thought it was such a bad thing. But looking back, I teach, I do sessions like this. And so I realized it wasn't a bad thing at all. So God created me on purpose. So can everybody type in the comments, God created me on purpose? I like to see that. God created me on purpose. Let me see. God created me on purpose, all right? So today I'm going to be looking at how detailed God has been in how he designed you. God created me on purpose. I need to see everyone. God created me on purpose. So those things that make you feel that, oh, mine is too much. No, God created you on purpose. God created you on purpose. God created me on purpose. I like to see that. God created me on purpose. God created me on purpose. So today we're going to be talking about a topic we coined, I am special. But for you girls, I want it to be more than that. I want you to see the intent behind you. You know, there's something the Bible says in Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 5. It said that he formed you while you were in your mother's womb. Some of us feel like, man, why won't my hair just be, longer than this? My hair doesn't grow well. My hair is not full. I know you can do treatments for it, but I want you to start looking at the beauty in everything about your life. When you're 15 to 17, you're very self-conscious. True or false? You're very self-conscious. You're self-conscious about your looks. You're self-conscious about your weight. You're self-conscious about your appearance. And so today I'm going to be talking about two things with you. The first is that I want you to know that you're important. So for all the other classes, all the other groups we met, we called this session, I am special. But for you, we're calling it important because you're bigger than special. You're important. All right. You're saying extremely self-conscious. Yes. So you're constantly thinking, did I look good enough? Am I his type? I mean, so that's what I want us to talk about. And one of the things I'm hoping we can do with the session is that we can talk freely. The chat box is open. I want you to ask questions so that we can, walk it through. All right. So let's go to the next slide. So the first conversation today is we're going to figure out what are some things that God put in you that you may be embarrassed about that you're supposed to be celebrating. So data has it that there are about 7.5 billion people in the world. 7.5 billion people. And the first thing I want you to know today is that you are not a mistake. You were carefully designed to be in the world today, along with these 7.5 billion people. I know you may say, me, Mena, me. Please, oh, I'm just a 15-year-old in whatever class I am in. How can someone say that in the larger scheme of things, I'm important? That's what Miss Irene wants you to know today. So the video about creation talks about how God made this whole universe. But when he was done, he wasn't okay. When he was done, he wasn't okay at all. He wasn't okay. He sat down and thought about how he needed to create another being that would be just like him. In fact, he made a first attempt at creation and he created a male. And when he was done, he felt that no, something is still missing. So I want you to leave a comment and say, the world without girls, something is missing. A world without girls, something is missing. All right. So girls are super important in the world. So a world without girls, something is missing. All right. I like to see that a world without girls, something is missing. Or you can rephrase it. Maybe I didn't phrase it right. Yeah, a world without girls, something is missing. Yeah. So a world without girls, something is definitely missing. Yes. So the world without females, something is definitely missing. Yes. So what you're actually saying in this comment section is that a world without you, something is missing. That's how valuable you are. So God made this earth, looked at everything, said it was good, did, but came back and said, nah, something is missing. And he designed girls and put in the world. So girl, it was not general girls, it was specific. He was thinking about Princess Blessing and Princess Destiny and Princess Favor and Princess Victoria and Princess Fumi and the princess that her surname is Ucholi. I mean, it was you he had in mind. And I'm going to show you 5 things that show me that it was you he had in mind. So the world without females, something is definitely missing. So the 5 things that God put inside of you, and I just listed them here, but I'm going to explain them some more. So I like how Oluwadamilola put it. She said, the world without a girl, in bracket me, something is actually missing. So God has given us 5 things. The first, our intellect. The second, the ability to make choices. The third, our temperament. The fourth, our talent. And the fifth, our beauty. I'm going to break it down for you because I'm hoping that at the end of today's session, you will know, you get to a place where you love you in a way you've never loved before. You love yourself afresh. You feel good about who you are, and you stop trying to change anything about yourself unless it has to do with your character development. You get the idea? So the very first thing I want to talk about is your intellect. I said today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things. You can't see the slides. Yeah, it's blurry. Miss Joy, it's blurry. Oh. The slides are blurry. I think I can share from this end. The slides are blurry. So don't worry, let me share from my end. So let me come down. We finished watching the video. So I talked about that there are 5 things that God has put inside of you. By the time we're done with the conversation today, you'll be able to see that there is nothing that you should be trying to change about yourself, unless maybe we're talking about, you want to grow in your character in something. But other than that, girl, you are a carefully crafted design of the Most High. You're carefully crafted. There is no error in your design. And so let's go. I want us to look at your intellect, your ability to make choices, your temperament, your talent, and your beauty. So I'm going to just go to the next slide now. The first thing I want to talk about is your intellect. And for many of us girls, we think that if we're not all A stars, we're not having all A's, that means we're not intelligent. Not true. Not true at all. And by the way, science shows that there are multiple ways to be intelligent. Science says that there are multiple ways to be intelligent. And so one of the things I've learned is that girls, in as much as you need to work hard to do well in school, which is a priority, you should not judge yourself by how you're performing at school. Let me explain what I mean. You should challenge yourself to do better. Challenge yourself to be excellent. You should challenge yourself to improve. But to get to a point where you give up on yourself and say, oh, I'm not good enough because I'm not an academical person, is not true. God carefully designed your intellect. And through your intellect, you're able to observe the world, you're able to reflect on the things you see in the world, and you're able to come up with ideas and solutions. So let me give you a typical example. This may be a bit abstract, but just come with me. I'm going somewhere because some of you are already like that. Someone said here that she loves music and she loves to write. God gave you an intellect to help you interact with the world. What does it mean? God put you on earth to make this world a truly better place. And how do you interact with the world to make it a better place? The first place is through your intellect. So take, for instance, you live in a neighborhood and suddenly you start to see this new breed of sunflowers springing out. Intellect is what makes you observe that, I'm noticing that these sunflowers come out where the soil is a little wet. So you start to admire it. You start to wonder, what was the seed what seed led to this? A few weeks later, you notice that this sunflower is growing too tall, but the stem can't stand. It looks like it's going to fall. And then you start to worry that, oh, this thing may die. And then you come up with the idea that, oh, let me put a rope to it to help it climb. This is me assuming that sunflowers are climbers. So the ability to sit down and look at something that is not working and come up with an idea that I need to solve this problem is one of the first gifts. But here's the thing. Many of us girls second guess ourselves. We get into situations in school or with friends. We are worried about something. We are afraid of sitting down to think about that thing, not knowing that you have a gift inside of you to think about the things around you and to solve the problems around you. For example, you notice that you're struggling with, low self-worth. Every time they tell you to stand up in front of the class, you're drowning in it. And you're getting anxious, but you're refusing to step back to say, what is leading to this? Before you know it, you just start to say, maybe this is who I am. I'll always have this problem. The first thing I want to tell you is that whatever challenge you face, deep inside of you are answers to those problems. God has given you a gift of intellect that you can pull out and make something exciting with it. Who here has ever gone through a problem that they were really worried about and they finally figured it out? You had a problem, you were really worried, you were scared that the worst would happen, but you eventually figured it out. So do you want to share with us? Do you want to unmute and share with us a typical scenario where you've been, where you had a problem and you literally figured it out? So I'm giving you permission now. So let me call the people that raised their hands. So that said me, that said all right. So let me, Oluwakemi, you can go. And then after that, Ella will share. And Infinix Hot 10 Light, I don't know whose name that is. All right, Oluwakemi, go. Then we'll come to Destiny, Divine, and the Infinite one. So let's go. Oluwakemi, tell us.
Okay, so what happened that I wasn't really feeling too well. My father left me when I was a young child, like extremely young and everything. And all my life I've been wondering where has he been, where has he been? Like I've been looking for him, going to all different social media platforms to look for him, but I didn't see him. And I realized that I was looking for someone that wasn't even probably looking for me, that doesn't even know I exist, or maybe he does know that I exist, but I'm sure he has taken his mind off me completely. So why should I be worried about someone who isn't worried about me? And I just prayed about it and told God that, God, if this is how you want it to be, if this is how you want it, like if you want him far away from me, then it's for a reason. So thank you, and yeah, that's all probably.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oluwakemi, that is something special. Oh, that really hit my heart. That hit my heart. That was God, ministering to you through your intellect. I'll tell you something before I go. There's probably something I and you have in common, and I'll share that in a moment. All right, Destiny, you have the floor. Share with us. What was your story? What happened? How did you figure it out? Can you unmute? You have permission to unmute, actually. All right. I'm not hearing Destiny. Okay, Destiny says she would type. Fantastic. Who else wants to go up? If you would like to share, raise up your hands. Let's go. Marigold, I'd like you to participate. I'm not saying comments. I'm not saying anything. So I'd like to hear your voice. So who is this princess here? Let me expand this a little bit.
Good evening.
Good evening. So please go ahead.
Okay, so basically the problem I think that I have right now is pressure. Let me say pressure, right? So as you all know, jam is coming up and I've been having a lot of pushes, like every now and then my mom's always saying, okay, go and read, do this, go do that. You know that you have to do this, you have to do that. Like I feel like I want to be hearing, okay, you're trying your best, keep it up, but all what I'm hearing is you're not doing your best. You have to go and do this, you have to go and do that. And it's really
I understand. I understand that. So Marigold, this is me saying, you know what you're putting in already. Sometimes our parents are anxious. So the anxiety is where they come from when they sound like that. But I want you to know that if you're putting in effort, you're valued, you're loved, and your effort will bring the results that you desire. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So don't worry, it's a phase. But I trust that what you're expecting. What you're expecting is not out of place, but usually, many times, there's a way parents process information. You and her on the same page, but you and your mom or you and your dad or you and your guardian on the same page. It's just that the manner of expression is different, but you're valued. I remember one time when I had to write my WAEC again, the second time. I don't think anybody quite told me that I was trying, and I was really working tirelessly. I used to sit outside of my house growing up and just sit out there and read because we had a fluorescent bulb, like an halogen light outside of the house. And I would sit outside and just be reading and reading. And I would sit there and read till 2 a.m. And one day I noticed that one of my uncles would not go to sleep until I was done. And his flat, or where he lived, his flat was close to where I used to read. And so he would lie down on the floor with a pillow just by his door, just so that he could be alert because our house wasn't gated. So he would not tell me that I was working hard, but there were gestures, there were things he was doing that helped me eventually know that, oh, I was valued. And then one day my grandma came out around 2 a.m. and she saw me reading outside and she told me, God will honor your effort. As I'm talking to you, she died in June. My results and admissions came through in September. The saddest part of that whole time was the fact that she wasn't there to see it. So Marigold, I understand what you mean when you want to see your parents say, oh, you're doing well. But look out for other gestures that they're saying it without saying it, all right? So someone here put up a post and said, I had a problem focusing in a particular subject or when a particular teacher comes in, all right? Then I figured out that I was performing very badly in that subject, which happens to be my best subject, maths. Later, I sat back and figured out it was because I was believing everything my friends were saying about the teacher. Oh my God. They were always insulting her and saying she wasn't funny and her teaching is poor. When I got my mind off the teacher being funny, I noticed the level of focus increased because I was striving to prove my friends wrong and to show them the teacher doesn't have to be funny, all right? So I like how you cracked that. So girls, I'm seeing all these amazing comments and it's telling me that you girls are loaded. But many times I notice that girls don't like describing themselves as intelligent. They like describing themselves as beautiful. So if you have the choice, so we have a boy on the call. Is that normal? We shouldn't have a boy on the call. So I'm going to remove that. I should remove that. I'm going to remove that person. I'm going to remove that person. Yep. So that we can have conversations. Yes. So girls, we have intellect, and that's a special gift from God. That's a special gift from God. You have to be proud of using your head. Everything is not, don't be embarrassed. Some of us don't want to sound intelligent. We make fun of girls that share their opinions, and we say that we kind of shame them, like, oh, this one is doing as if she knows too much. Meanwhile, that's a gift. Excuse me, that's a gift that God has given to us, our intellect. The second thing that God has given to us is the gift of choices. And what does choices mean? God tells us, I created you in the world as different from your friends. But how would they know this difference if you're always hiding yourself? So let's say you're in school and they said, hey, Dami, come and play ball. Because of how self-conscious you are, you refuse to. You refuse to make the choice to show something that God has put inside of you. You refuse to air what you really think. So let me go back to that story Divine shared, where she notices that she's not doing well in math because her friends are saying nasty things about the teacher. So she had a choice to reject what they're saying or go with what they were saying. And when she rejected what they were saying, even though she ran the risk of people feeling like, what is making you like her? She decided that I'm not going with what you people are saying so that I can get the best out of my schoolwork. See, girls, every time you make any decision, that is not really what you want to do, but you do it because you're afraid of what people will say, of losing friends, or you're trying to use it to make someone your friend. You're a people pleaser, right? Anytime you do stuff that you did it just because other people are doing it, it makes you a people pleaser. It makes people not see what God put inside of you. If you're always scared of losing friends, if you're always scared of being in the circle, there's a circle in your class, you want people to see you as being amongst them, you know that they're doing the wrong things, they're saying the wrong things, something is off. And you will not get the best out of life if you continue to be a people pleaser. And when you're 15 to 17 is the worst thing that can happen to you. Because, so IoT, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do? Give me a typical scenario where you find yourself struggling with people pleasing. Give me a typical scenario. Do you want to talk on the mic? Because we want to problem solve today. So if you have a problem pleasing people, also type, let me know. I have a problem people pleasing. And so let's walk it through one after the other. So let me see. Who else? Cannot be only one of them. Cannot be only her. So I have a problem like that too. Fantastic. So let me hear you guys. Let me hear you girls. People pleasing means I'm afraid to stand up and say, this is what I want. I don't want people to think that, hey, I chose something different from them. If they came into class then and say, between sports and dance, which one do you want? And you sense that everybody's going to choose dance, so you chose dance. Meanwhile, the sports you want. All right. So do you want to open the mic? I think I make people pleasers. I don't understand what you mean. So unmute the mic and share. Unmute the mic and explain what you mean. I want to get into the scenario so that we can problem solve together. I've given you permission to unmute.
Okay, good evening, ma.
Good evening.
So in my school, right, I just always want to, I have a lot of friends and I always want to like make all of them happy at the same time. But doing that, I'm also making myself sad. For instance, I'm a day student in my school, and then a lot of brothers don't have a water bottle to use to drink water. So they always tend to take my water, and every time it finishes, I always get mad and stuff like that. And they'll be like, I'm stingy with my water. But then I always try to tell them that you never really see that I myself need water, and this can cause health complications for myself. And so people can like get angry with me. So I just always learn to give let my water go, and I always get very dehydrated, and my skin, all those kind of things. And I never really learned how to stand up to people. And most of my friends have told me that has changed me a lot, because I let everything bottle up and then I just pour it out on you, and I can sound very rude at times. So that's just my problem.
All right. So we have to find a way out of this. All right. So give me an idea. How many people do you think are coming to you to take your water?
Basically, everybody in my class.
I mean, what's the quantity of water you go to school with?
2 bottles, and usually it gets finished before the first period, because even people from other classes come to take it.
So it means that you're not exerting your boundaries. You don't have boundaries.
No, I don't.
So let me ask you, what is the worst that could happen if you said no? Since you're taking this water because of health benefits, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And your health is priority. So let us imagine the worst that could happen. You went to school, as school resumes, and you show up, they come to take your water, you say no. What's the worst that could happen? Let's see.
I could have like a kidney failure or kidney stones.
Okay, so we have 2 things. What's the worst that could happen to you if they finished your water and you had a health issue? Kidney stones, right? So what's the worst that could happen if you told them, no, I'm not sharing my water bottle with you?
They could get mad at me.
All right. So what will happen if they get mad at you, Princess?
Nothing.
I didn't hear you.
Nothing. Like,
I didn't hear you.
Nothing is going to happen, because, okay, they are mad, but it didn't really take much out of me as having a health issue.
All right. So kidney stones versus mad at you. Which one are we choosing?
Mad at you.
So girl, your water is for your health. You can go a step further and say, okay, I'm going to bring a 3rd bottle. You guys have, nobody should cross you. You get the idea?
Yes, ma'am.
So let me tell you something. Your friends that are drinking your water, did you know they don't want harm to come to your health?
No.
No, they don't want harm to come to your health. They don't want harm to come to you. They would hate themselves for life if harm came to you because you had a dehydration problem.
Yes, ma'am.
You know that? So what
Yes,
about
ma'am.
you decided to educate them? I can't share my water because it will have a health impact on me. I may not tell you all the whole story, but that's why I come with the whole 2 bottles to sustain myself during school. So I brought a 3rd bottle. And so let all of us manage it like that. So girls, let me just turn off something. All right. So it means that if you communicate with them, they may cut you some slack. They will cut you some slack. They will understand that, man, there's nothing you can do about this. You get the idea?
Yes.
So now, the reason I'm bringing this up is that the boundaries you're able to exert with your girlfriends and classmates, you're going to need it with boys. If you people please with girls, you're going to people please with boys. Did you know that?
Yes, ma'am.
So the whole goal of today's session is, how can we stop being people pleasers? How can we practice not being people pleasers with our classmates that are girls, so that we can learn the principles when we start dealing with boys? You get the idea? So we're going to be wrapping
Yes,
up on, we're going to move into the boys part, but I want to hear more girls talk about their people's pleasing situations. Helen, the mic is open. I want to hear you. You're muted, your mic. So share your story, please. I want to hear your voice.
I don't really know, because I've not actually thought of pleasing anybody than my mom, especially.
Okay, so when we're talking about people pleasing, it's not really like your mom, where you're trying to make her happy. It's like friends, your friends controlling you. So some girls are in a part of a circle, a group of girls, where one of the girls determines what they wear, when you know what they do, who they are friends with, where they play, what club they join in school, when they go for break. And the girls are not comfortable, but they're allowing it happen. Does that happen to you?
Not really. I'm in a boarding school, and we don't really have all this club thing in our school.
Okay, but do you know any girl in your school that bosses other girls?
Yes.
You're not in her circle.
No, you can't boss me.
Fantastic. I like the way you said. Why did you say you can't boss me?
Because I'm the boss of myself. Nobody has the right to climb over me without my approval.
Did you see the way your voice changed when you
Yes.
started saying that? I like that. When did you start asserting yourself like this? Is this who you've always been, or something happened that helped you become like this?
There's something I can't really remember if I watched it or if I read it. It says nobody has the right to drive over you except you allow that to happen.
Yes.
So when I allow that word to take in part of me, nobody has the right to control me without my approval.
I like that. I like that. Tonight is really interesting. I like the calm way you started and how you it went very quickly from 0 to 100, and you just said nobody. I like that. And I'm eventually you're going to know why I like that. So anybody else wants to share something so that we can move on? So you see, the first thing that God gave you is intellect, then he gave you choice. Anytime you're not using that choice, God is not pleased. Some of us think that God is not pleased when we lie. God is not pleased when we do something morally wrong. But God is not pleased when people walk over you, when people control your life, when people determine what hair you make, when people determine how you feel about yourself, where you want to make a decision, but you're scared of who will be angry with you. And what's off when you start doing this with boys? So the first thing God gave you is intellect. And the second thing is that you must use your choice. Yes, somebody is hailing you in the comments, Princess Helen. Somebody is hailing you. Somebody says it can be anyone or even your mother. So, but for this call, we're talking about friends, all right? The girls in my school body shame, and sometimes they body shame me too. And I always feel like telling them they weren't the ones who created me, but then I just get scared and ignored. So let's slow back. Let's slow down there. So a girl body shames you, and you want to go and tell her, I'm not the one that created myself, God created me. That is pity party talk. That is pity party talk. How about you look at her and say, people who body shame people are a sign that they themselves are not intelligent. It's a foolish thing for anybody to body shame another person because there's nobody that contributed to how they look. This is who you are. This is the gift. And besides, there are different ways to be beautiful. So somebody is body shaming you. Instead of going to sound like, please don't do this to me, or please, it's not fair. How about the next day, you look snappy, you look nice, you make everybody feel like this is the model of beautiful. You get the idea? Or you totally make the person look irrelevant. But now I'm seeing girls say, but I'm scared, or I don't want her to say this. Most bullies are cowards. People who body shame people are cowards. The day you stand up to them, you will see how lily-livered, how powerless they are. If they talk to you and you hide, they will keep on talking. I'll share a story with you. I was in secondary school, and there was this senior, she was sick in the head, honestly. That girl was sick in the head. And she will bully us. I mean, when she's coming like this, you feel like opening your wardrobe and getting inside. Then one day, I had just become a day student. I was leaving the school, and I had a junior student. I don't want to call her name. She's my friend on Facebook. She was my junior in school. And this crazy senior, who was the terror of the school, happens to be by the school gate that day. I was a day student that period. And she called on this girl that was my junior and told her, look at your face. This girl turned and looked at her and said, like your own. Right there and then, no fear, no panic. Me, I listened to a junior student answer a senior that was frustrating me, and he gave me liver. The next time I met that girl, I stood up for myself and it was the end. So those people that you're scared, I don't want that to, especially when they're your classmates. What are you scared of? Some of them are standing on the fact that you will not talk. The moment you talk back at them, the party is over. All right, Princess Destiny, unmute and go. Okay, Danielle is asking, this age is 15 to 17. This is our last meeting for the day. Destiny, we want to hear you. All right, Destiny, you can unmute and share. Somebody says it's proven that bullies bully because they got their own problems and they're taking it out on others, yeah? So Destiny, you wanted to say something, please unmute. Can you? All right. So go ahead, Destiny, go ahead. So Divine says bullies just need people to listen to them. Well, listen to them without losing yourself. So I don't know which Destiny wants to speak, but Destiny is not coming up. So we need to move on very quickly. All right, so we have to use our choices and we have to use our intellect. So here's where I'm coming to now. That there are three categories of people anywhere in the world. The first group of people run away from making choices. They want other people to make choices for them. They make choices that satisfy other people, even if it puts them at risk. So it's a bad idea. Your life is worth living for. The choices, the things that are your priorities or your preference is worth saying, this is what I want. Especially also when you know that a decision will put you at risk. Why are you taking the risk just so that people will be comfortable around you? Dabi wants to say something. Dabi, please unmute and share.
Good evening.
Good evening, Dabi.
Is it a bad thing if you insult a senior in a form of self-defense?
So give me the whole scenario.
Ma?
Give me a typical scenario.
Like, let's say for instance, a senior ordered you to do something, and you be like, senior, please, I can't do this thing. The senior will now shout back at you. You now shout back at the senior.
Tell me the thing, Dabi. Is what the senior asked you to do that will determine whether this is it or not? What did the senior ask you to do?
A senior will tell you, fetch my bucket, iron my clothes, and you tell the senior, no, please, I can't do this. The senior will shout back at you, and then shout back at the senior. Is it a sin if you do that? Is it a bad sin?
So I don't think so, because there are times when seniors become overbearing. When I went to secondary school, they asked us to fetch their water. I was okay, but when it gets to fetch my water, iron my clothes, especially when maybe it's not right for seniors to do that. So I think standing up for yourself is not wrong. But if in the process you told the senior that the senior was stupid or foolish, we've blown it there. But if you say, I can't do this, please, I can't. Well, shouting on, I don't know. I'm looking for a way that you can assert yourself. You can refuse to do the task, but without, charging up the whole place emotionally. That's what I mean.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Helen, you want to say something?
Yes. I also believe if you have self-respect, like
yes.
Carry yourself with respect. If you have respect for yourself, nobody has the right to drive over you or tell you to do something you don't want to do.
Yes. There are seniors that don't send just any junior. You know,
Yes.
there are seniors like that. They won't send just any junior. Chiamaka wants to say something.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask you a question.
I mean,
Because I'm an extrovert and I always laugh. I always try to make fun and be always being positive about things.
yes.
But how do I, even being this way, still be able to keep boundaries? Because like that girl that said she brings 2 bottles of water to school. I don't have any health challenge, but I like taking water. But for some reason, people keep on taking my water. So I had to even have to bring 2 bottles of water. Then now say one was for anybody that says she or she wants to drink. Then the other ones. And naturally, me, I don't like that because that's extra weight. So how do I, one who is very outspoken, always laughing and always positive, still be able to keep her boundaries?
So I think we have a concern with speaking truth and thinking that that alters our person. You can be an extrovert that still tells people, I don't like this. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's very simple. It's actually not complicated. No, I didn't bring water for you. If you like to drink water, bring it from home. Fine. They have a problem with you for a day or two. By the third day, they'll move on. So the thing is, because you have a tendency to want to make people happy, it's easy for you to people please in the process. So how do you get there? First, determine, create it in your mind. Checkers when you've started moving up, when you're crossing your boundary, what are the boundaries for you? You want to always have water when you want to drink. So are you going to get a padlock for your cupboard that when you come, you drop the water and you don't want anybody to drink and they lock, and your best friend really comes and you say, girl, no, I love you, I care about you, but not this water. Many of us grew up thinking that our friends are the people that allow us walk over them. It's not true. You should not violate others to satisfy yourself, no matter how close you are to them. So you can start accepting yourself in that regard. Say, no, 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 no. I'm your friend does not mean that my own needs should not be catered for. I brought a second bottle, everyone go there. So we're asserting ourselves. We're saying we need to actually change the narrative that people who are friends must be trampled to satisfy our relationships. So, and many of us don't like people who have boundaries. And so we need to start being comfortable with people who have boundaries. Let me see. Your laptop has gone off. Fantastic. So I have some people in your class in my house. And so they've just moved into where I am to have the conversation. So I want to read what someone dropped. Let me see. There's this friend of mine, I don't know, but there is, when she comes to school with money, she will sneak and spend it alone. But when I come with mine, I will share with her. And it was getting too much, so I decided to stop that act. And she was no longer that close with me again. But I'm good because it's better that way. So you have a friend that is not really a friend. That's someone trying to take advantage of you. Dami, I don't know why you're laughing about that situation. Sneaking to go and spend money. Okay.
No, I'm not laughing about that. I'm not laughing about that.
No wahala.
Sorry if you interpreted it. I'm not laughing about that.
Okay. So many of us have been with people like that. So they eat your own money, they hide theirs. So it's very simple. They're not your friends. Your friends should not hide to spend money. And you girls need to stop. You need to have a standard for who your friend is. So once somebody doesn't meet that standard, you shank them. You do hi and hello with them. Have a standard. My friend will respect my health when I say I'm not giving water, and they will not be offended by it. My friend will share with me. They will not sneak around me. My friend is someone that I can share that something that is happening, I'm not comfortable. They won't force me. You get the idea. So Princess Fortune, I want to hear you. You can unmute. So you need to start raising standards of what kind of person. And she's the only friend I have in school. You will find new friend. If she's not the only human being in school, you're going to find a new friend. You guys should be comfortable making friends with people that are not exactly in your main class. Your best friend can be your junior, your senior. It can be someone, unmute and share.
Okay, so basically, there's this friend of mine that I've had for like a year because I just moved into the school September 2 years ago.
Yes.
And then she and one of my other friends were always fond of, when they'll give, because we eat school lunch. So whenever they bring our lunch, because whenever I'm not there, she'll usually take maybe some from my food without me knowing. And like the first few times, I didn't really take it seriously because I thought, maybe it's just play and everything. But then it started getting more constant, and I'll keep on reporting her. And then teachers won't really do anything. But even if they do, she'll always be like, I don't know why you're asking them. And I don't want to lose a friend. So I'm not like, okay, sorry whatever I do, I'll just take it as play. But then she keeps on doing it constantly, even recently. But then I don't really take it lightly anymore because she'll always start putting on attitude. And then when I go eventually to report to like higher authority, she always lie about it. And she'll still get her way when I know that she's the one that actually did it.
So you're dealing with a manipulative person here.
Yes.
So girls, see, we need to create a standard. Somebody said, won't it look embarrassing to have a best friend in a junior class? Who is the best friend? Someone you can talk to, someone you feel free with. You can find that person in a younger person. You can find that person in an older person. It's actually dangerous to be with people that you don't completely trust, and they're the people in your closest circle. Do you get the idea? You don't completely trust this person. If you have to steadily keep reporting somebody that is your closest friend, you're in the wrong circle. You get the idea? You're in the wrong circle and you're violating yourself. The main thing I want you to know is that our friends respect who we are. Our friends understand our priorities. I mean, they're bringing us school lunch, you're taking out of my food. I don't get it. And then you're trying to make me feel bad. But let me also say something. Means, it's just an expression when I'm overwhelmed. So let me also say something. I have had a junior as the best friend. I've had a junior as a best friend. I've had a classmate that was not in the same arm of mine as a close friend. So you think about it, you're in one arm, then the other. You're looking for people you can trust, So girls, I don't know if you've ever heard people say, they use the word frenemies. There's no need to have frenemies. If they are not trustworthy, they don't have your back, there's no reason. And I find that when you go to a new school, you feel stuck, you don't know anybody. Sometimes, why don't you start out being everybody's friend? Not close, say hi to everybody, give yourself time to study and know people's values. Can you have a school daughter that you tell things? No. School daughter and best friend is not the same thing. You can't tell things to your school daughter. So when I say a junior can be your classmate, your best friend, like you're in SS3 and they're in SS2, and you may be the same age, but you're just a class ahead or they're a class ahead of you. All right. So what about those of us that were in the same primary school with some people, but we left them earlier? We left primary school earlier. So we came into JSS1 and they came later. They were your age mates, you went to primary school together. You know, that kind of thing. So this is really getting interesting because it looks like many people have us in different corners, manipulating us, taking out of us. And then we're always thinking, is it really bad if I do this? You need to think more of yourself. Look at this slide at the bottom. Every time you're making a decision, think about your safety and your well-being. It's also important to think about the safety and well-being of others, but the safety and well-being of others should not be over yours, unless it is something that is totally necessary. All right. Let me just close this chat a little bit so that we can focus on the conversation, because the conversations in the chat are a little bit distracting because I'm not even seeing what people are replying to. So when I try to scroll to follow, it's a little bit difficult. So when I'm talking about somebody you can talk to, I'm not referring to your school daughter at all. So I'm not referring to your school daughter. At 15 to 17, at this age, you need to define what someone needs to be in order to be your circle. You need to be definite like that. If someone is not helping you, advance academically, they shouldn't be in your circle. If someone is not helping you stand up for your health, they shouldn't be in your circle. Oluwakemi Abiona, you seem to have something to say. I'd like to hear you, so unmute, please.
So I'm talking about this issue of pleasing and not pleasing. I actually raised my hand since for you were busy talking. So in my school, in my class, like we submit notes to our class captain, and at the beginning of the session, my friends, my classmates, they shuffled all of us, and they wanted me to be the class captain and everything. But another person from another class got jealous and was like, why is she the one that is the class captain? And I was like, bro, it's not fight now. Like, you can take it if you want. That I don't want. And people were like, Christina, you're too nice. That I don't understand. Why will you just give the position like that, just like that? And I was like, it's not by force. If you want it, then you should have it. Like, I'm the mature one. So I just forgot about Tano.
Oluwakemi, I'm going to challenge you on that. Are you ready? Unmute. Unmute
Okay.
your mic. You were nominated as the prefect. Girl, I feel like holding your head. You were nominated as the class prefect and a boy was uncomfortable and you let him have it.
I didn't want to start having fights with anyone or on top class captain position. So I just
Oluwakemi, so what is the worst he can do? Let's talk. In the Nigerian National Assembly, the Nigerian legislature, we can't even get women inside National Assembly. Think about it. I want you people to think long term. We're living in a society. That boy that came after that position, he came because he believed that when he pressure you, you will shift. And you gave in to him because you didn't want trouble. What is trouble? You argue a few more days, he throws tantrums, he backs down. Why did you back down? It's not maturity, it's cowardice. Oluwakemi, it should not be held again amongst you. That kind of thing should not happen in your space. Some confrontation is worth having. Some confrontation in this life is worth having. Girls, you guys need to stop shying away from confrontation. It's part of it. They nominated you as class prefect. He said he has a problem with it. You ask him what's the problem he has with it, if you care to know. And he tells you this, that. You say, oh, you think boys will not be carried along? Don't worry, we'll figure that out. If I'm stuck, I'll ask you for help, but this prefectship is mine to have. I'm gonna lead this class to the end. Anybody has a problem with it?
What if?
What if? I want to hear the what if. I'm listening.
What if you have a friend that every time you want to read, they're always coming to distract you?
Your choice of friends is interesting. So, Emmy, let me just tell you, we must make choices that advance our well-being. So anybody that will not help advance their well-being, we will reduce our closeness to them, reduce the access they have to us, reduce the influence they have on us. You get? You may not cut off, but when you're reading, no, or when you want to go and read, you don't know where you circulate. You know that people that have where they read, when it's time to read, they disappear. Then they suddenly appear when they are done. Because they know that the people around them are not helping them advance. You get the point?
Yes.
Dami, I'm listening.
So when I was when I first entered secondary school, that's when I used to people please. Anybody ask me to do anything, even my friends, that sometimes they walk all over me. People would say things I don't like, but I just keep quiet and agree with them. And then I thought to myself, why am I always doing this? It kept going until the end of the 7. Then year 8, I was completely antisocial. I shut myself. I cut myself off from the world. Like I didn't talk to. So that I spent time with my family, but I didn't talk to my classmates. I avoided everyone. I just be on my laptop the entire time. Then year 9 came. I moved to a new school. I said, I'm not going to do what I did in year 7. So even now till year 10, I'm still in the same new school. Like what my friends, like even my setmates know me, I have this reputation. Once I say no, don't even try and beg me. Don't even try and beg me because I'm tired of people pleasing. Anybody tell me to do work, I'll be like, no, do it yourself. If you can talk to me, you can if you have enough energy to ask me to do something, then you have enough energy to walk over there and do it yourself. Like, it's gotten to the point. There are certain things you can ask me, I'll say no. If you ask me for, like, even if some people ask me for stuff, I'll give them. Or might be broken, you just keep quiet. Like, oh, it's fine. No. And I stopped like, I completely stopped giving anything. If you want something, please go and find someone else. But it got to a point where I realized I don't like that I've become too stingy, and I hardened my heart. So, like, I was not as nice as. So I tried to be better. So now I'm a bit more generous. But people still know that don't cross my boundaries. You want to ask me for something, better be careful. And then I didn't like the fact that everybody was calling me saying I'm stingy, I'm stingy. So one day my friend, I was like, I'm stingy. You are the one that's asking me when you have your own. So okay, there was something I did out of spite once. Like, me and three of my friends, we went for talk shop. We're brothers. We went for talk shop. We came back to the dining hall. One of my friends had not bought stuff yet. She was not wanted to ask one of them. She had her money. She had not bought anything. She was not wanted to ask one of them. She was not looking at me. She was not like, I'll not even ask you, damn, you're very stingy. I was like, oh, I'm stingy. I started sharing with the other two. They shared with me. She was begging them. They said no. Because she had her money. She had not spent it. And she would not give us anything because they sent us back to hostel. So out of spite, I just did that. Like, even my classmates know. You walk in as soon as you walk in as you are about to ask me. They already know not to even try. And the thing with my class is that you can't confront anyone if you have certain problems. All like in my class where I won't say it's bad, but nobody agrees. We group ourselves according to our friend groups. Like, the only thing so far I think we have agreed on is not listening to our form tutor, to our teacher. I think that's the only thing so far we have not agreed to. We have agreed on, because everything else we don't listen. They've tried 3 times to rearrange our seating. We put it back. We do not. And then the day our teacher asked us, how many of you have problems in this class? With the other person, everybody raised up their hand. So if there's a problem like confrontation. So I used to do bullying sometimes. Like, some people would bully me. And after this accolade assembly where they gave us awards, it got worse because I got the most awards. Then, so I was not like, to do with the bullying and all that stuff. I was like, no, I'm tired of this. So I prayed. That's one thing I do. If I have a problem, I pray. So you bullying, I prayed. I say, God, please, not the arts, don't do this. Don't let this happen to me anymore. And it stopped. The bullying stopped because I prayed.
Fantastic. So, Dami, you've had a rich experience from different things. I like that you're coming to a place of balance, because we still need to be kind. But the rule of thumb is just that don't be kind because you're scared. Don't be kind because you want somebody to be friends with you. Don't let fear be at the foundation of your kindness. When fear is at the foundation of your kindness, then you're people pleasing. But kindness is something that God expects us to be. So this is a class that, let me hear you.
Sorry, miss. It's gotten to a point I don't care. Like, somebody will say, oh, but this, and then you try to use emotional blackmail. I'll just look at him like, no, okay, I don't care. Like, one of my friends, I was talking to someone new, there's someone like, Kai, Dami has abandoned me. This. Aren't you a good person? I don't care. Everybody was laughing. I really don't.
So you've come a long way. You've come a long way. This is exciting. I'm happy to hear that we're all rubbing off on each other. We're all learning something from each other tonight. So it means that we are all seeing the importance of using our choices. And even when our choices, even when our choices, we're learning how to use our choices, we're seeing that it's powerful. So there's someone here on the call. I want her to speak out loud. You may not see her face, but you're going to hear her voice. So let's go, Victoria. Come nearer so that we can hear you.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I want to ask a question.
Okay.
Okay, what's in a situation you have a friend or who think she's more brilliant than you, and when you reach time to study, even if you study together, the part you don't understand, there is no how she explain and you understand. because there is this ego she puts to it. Okay, you understand because and she's your friend. And she's trying to study because there is no how she explain and understand. And you decide to sneak out, study, and just appear. And you decide to report you to other authority that you guys are meant to be studying together. We are not studying together. What will you do?
So can you talk to her? So did you hear her question? Did you hear her questions? Did you hear her question?
No, ma.
Okay, so let me tell you what she said. So I think it's because she was at the back of my system, you couldn't hear. She said, what if someone has a friend that this is like your bestie? And when you sit down to read together, the person has an ego to the fact that they feel that they're more intelligent than you are. And so in the process of reading, you ask, maybe they know something and you're asking them to please explain it to you. They bring in a lot of ego. So in order to avoid that drama, whenever it's time for you to read, many times you try to sneak away to go and just sit on your own in your own quiet to figure out what it is you're trying to figure out. But when you come back, the person reports to like people in authority, like you're staying away from them. You guys are supposed to do things together, which I kind of think is manipulative, but I want the girls on the call to advise her. It's you people's call. So Dami wants to say something, all right? Chiamaka also wants to say something. So Dami, you go then, Chiamaka. Dami, on mute.
Okay, I also want to ask a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so how do you from all the things we've been saying today, I've learned that you should have friends who are not that that even if we have friends that will begin to say mean things to us when we do something, like put our boundaries, they are going to that we should separate ourselves from them and not mind whatever they can do. But I want to ask, okay, in a case where this type of people, should I say, friends that use you, like, how do you distance? Because you're a very nice person, people go along with you. How do you simply go and be like, how will I put it? You know that they are using you, so how do you now distance yourself away from them without making it so obvious, especially when they are part of the popular, so-called popular people? Because many people are following them. So how do I distance myself away from them without making everyone seem or look like my enemy? All those their followers become my enemy.
So Chiamaka, my darling, the very first thing you need to have in your mind is that you need to be at peace with having enemies. You need to be at peace. This fear of other people despising you because of the issue, you need to overcome it, because that's what is holding you back. Also, you can stop being friends with people without making it malicious. That means you no longer talk. But they just come and say, let's go to talk shop. You say, I'm not feeling it. I don't feel like going. And you just start staying on your own. And there's something Dami said, pray. Tell God to give you a new circle of friends. Tell God to help you make it easy. Popular is not always the right circle to be in, because people that are popular take advantage of other people because they know that you want their popularity. You want to be in their circle. You want people to see you like something. So they take advantage of you and they're using you. I like your choice of words. They're really using you. And so because they're really using you, you should detach. You have to, there's something Helen said. You have to ascribe some honor to yourself. At this point, you're not being kind, you're being fearful. It's not kindness that is letting you use them. It's that you're being fearful, number one. Number two, you have a need to be popular. You have a need to be in that circle. So can you start to work on your own mind to say, look, I don't need to be popular to be someone. Let me tell you, I've broken off relationships that were like that. In my SS2, which is supposed to be grade 11, I had this clique of girls I used to work with. But we're supposed to be like 6. You know how you're 6 people, but either 6 or 7, but I was the odd one because in the clique, everybody had their bestie. I was a loner. We even formed a name. It was called Jerry Sisters, using our first name. But the clicking thing was not working for me. I didn't see who to click with. There was no bestie in the circle for me. One day I woke up and changed the spelling of the Jerry Sisters and removed my own E and told them, everybody to your tent, Israel. O Israel. Then I moved to another clique like that.
But didn't you feel alone?
It was temporary, it didn't last. It was for like a few days.
Because
it was like
this thing you're just saying, like all my friends also have their besties, and it's only me that, should I say, it's alone, or yes.
Shamaka, let me tell you, I promise you, you may be making it bigger than it should be. Your brain is exaggerating the impact. Do you know that there might be somebody in school that really wants to be friends with you, loves how kind you are, is angry that they're using you, but they can't be close to you because of the circle you're in. And the day you detach, they'll connect with you. I'm telling you, for like a week, I was just roaming like a motherless baby in that place. I was just going alone. But after a while, I learned how to be friends without being friends. You get the idea? Princess Destiny, your hand has been up since forever. Talk now. Unmute and talk, Mbok. Let's hear.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, Princess Destiny.
Yeah, there's this friend of mine. I know I've spoken before, but I want to speak again. There's this friend of mine. Like I already told you that when she comes with money, she will sneak out and eat the money alone. This girl has made me frustrated. Like I'm not used, after all, I'm not even used to this friendship thing. But the one I tried to hold was like messing things up for me. Up till now, I don't have anybody that I can call a friend. Even my classmates, I'm not even lucky to have good classmates. So I'm not used to this friendship thing, this introversy. It's all over me. I can't even make a friend. I don't even know how to approach people. So I'm worried. I'm like, I want to make a friend, but I don't know how to approach people. I don't know how to talk to people. I'm always quiet, just this lonely life. I just love it to the extent that I cannot even make any friend. But it's affecting me.
Okay, Destiny.
About it.
So, Destiny, can all of us agree on something? There's someone who can find friends for us.
Okay.
When I first came to Abuja, I used to live in Jos. When I moved into Abuja, I was alone for a while. I had family friends that we moved in with, but after a while, I started feeling the need to have my own. You know how you want to have a friend, right? I just started feeling that need to have a friend. Right? It was just there in my heart. And so I said a prayer to God and said, God should give me a friend. I'm not joking. I've said it in many quarters. That was around 2012. And one day I went to church. I had a baby at the time. I'm just sitting out there in church trying to feed my baby with teen food. And when I opened my baby's bag, I noticed that she didn't come with her spoon. So there was this woman sitting beside me with a baby boy. I asked her, please, that I didn't bring my baby spoon. Can I borrow your baby spoon? There was nothing serious. So she gave me the spoon and I fed my baby and we left. So, you know, from there, you'll be saying, hi, hello, because you've done each other a favor. Then for a while, I didn't see this woman in church for a very long time. By the time I met her again, she had been pregnant, had a health condition. It was just a very interesting time for her. And I was feeling bad. Listen, I was feeling bad. I told her, oh, sorry, ma, I didn't see you in church and I couldn't call. She looked at me and said, but I too had your number. I didn't call you. So you didn't do anything wrong. Our true friends are not trying to bend our back. Let me tell you, that woman and I have been friends for 11 years. She is my best friend. I will go to the moon and back. We go through everything with each other. And guess what? I connected with her after I said that prayer. So many of
Can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay. How about the people that you meet and you try to wave at them, hi, hello, and some of them will be like, they'll be rude. They'll just, what of the people that will ignore you and walk away from you?
They are not the ones. They are not your friends. So
The
you don't
people
try to meet them. When they are the ones, there will be mutual respect. There will be mutual honor. Mutual means you respect them, they respect you. You honor them, they honor you. Nobody's trying to prove that they are better than the other people. That's usually the code. So start looking for the code. Don't be carried away don't be in a hurry to make friends.
Okay, Mama.
Don't be in a hurry, but start looking for the qualities that matter. Chiamaka, same to you too. Don't be in a hurry that I must make friends now. No, you must not. You just be focused on making the right friend. That's what we're looking at. You know, people have scattered our session today, but it was a good thing. So wherever we stop today, we'll
again.
Yes, you can say something. I'm just excited to hear you. Easy, go ahead.
Well, there's this my aunt that I'm staying with. Like anytime we come back from church, she'll be asking me how was service. Did you make any friend? Did you make any friend? And I'll be like, I didn't make any friend. And she'll be like, why didn't you make any friend? For how many months you've been going to the church and you still haven't make a friend? I'll be like, I don't even have anything to say. What should I do about that?
Joy, Destiny, you have something to say. Hi, how are you? My name is Destiny. What class are you? What school do you go to? You know, I'm part of a teens church. I know what you're saying, Destiny. You come and sit down there, you be forming. Are you also forming when you're in places? Because if you don't have a friend in school, you can make a friend in church. Do you get my point?
Still haven't got my point.
Okay.
I said, there's this my aunt, I'm staying with her.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Then anytime I come back from church, she'll be asking me, did I make any friend? How was service? Did I make any friend? And I'll be like, no, I haven't made any friend. And she'll be like, for how many months you've been going to King's Assembly and you haven't made any friend? And I won't have anything to say again because I don't even know what to say. So what should I do about that?
When you go to church, say hello to people. Ask them what class they are in, tell them about your own school, and just start with the hellos. Okay. Don't be a snob. Just start with the hello. So you were maybe, let's say you people sign in church. So as you came to sign in, there was someone in front of you. You sign, say, hi, good morning, hello. Some people may ignore you because they are in shock because everybody's self-conscious. That's where we started from. When you're this age, you're all self-conscious. Everybody's cautious of everybody. So the first time you say hello, they may not respond well. They may snub you. But you know, the next time you meet, they may be the first people to say hello to you because you broke the ice. You get the ideas. So just start by saying simple hellos. Hello. They answer you or not. Hello again. Next week, hello. Before you know it, one person is going to respond. I promise you. Easy, you've been trying to speak on mute and go ahead.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
I wanted to say something as regards to what Destiny was talking about.
Yes.
I recently changed my church, the region actually. So when I go to church or the teens department, I'm this kind of person that if I'm new somewhere, I appear to be very quiet, but around my friends and family, I'm very not quiet. I talk a lot, I know. But if I don't know you, you think I'm someone that is very quiet and everything. So in church, I don't have like friends yet, but that I think the first time I went to the teens department, I sat down at a particular side. Then there were two girls, I think they're sisters or twins. I just maybe waved to them, or like we're having like same facial expressions when particular things happened and all. Next Sunday, I saw them, we still wait. Then like we saw each other for like 5 Sundays. So this year, or was it? Yeah, I think so. So some weeks or some Sundays after, they didn't sit down at the usual place that they usually do. They sat down opposite. So like I didn't see them again. But after the service closed, I just heard someone calling my name. I looked back and I saw them. So I just hugged them. So I guess you can make friends like that by just maybe saying hello and maybe trying to be friendly with people.
Yes, this is really nice, Izzy. I like that. She said, so she noticed that they had similar facial expressions when things were going on in church. So she saw that there was green light. She saw that they could understand each other. They had some things in common. And then she stepped into that arena. But as you step out there to make friends, remember that you will not start a new circle of friendship where somebody's using you or controlling you, right? We have that deal. So girls, our session wraps up here today. We'll continue tomorrow, and tomorrow we're just going to go into a deep dive. Okay, so Victoria asked a question and she said nobody answered it. And the question was, you have a friend who is proud, and even when you're reading together, they are egoistic about the way they guide you to help you. And so whenever you go to sneak around to just read on your own because you kind of don't want the drama, they report you that you're not being very friendly. What should you do? There are enough brilliant girls on this call that can guide Victoria. So I want to hear you girls. Ellen, do you want to say something? Okay, yes, you can.
So those friends that have that ego, I know those kind of friends. I've had those kind of friends, and sadly I've been that kind of friend before. The thing is, it's due to impatience, and you're doing it based on your standards. You expect them. The problem is they expect you to understand it as easily and as quickly as they do. They expect you to grasp the concept as quickly as they do. Now I realized, oh wait, problem is I'm more patient. So I was like, to one of my friends, I was like, dude, I can't do this. I can't do this. So what I did, I took some time off. I was like, I can't do this. Let me calm down. So I thought about it and I was like, I need to be patient. Then when I now saw, okay, so this is how it works. I now slowed down. So the thing is, she has to be, number one, she has to learn how to be patient with you. And that may not be as easy because she's used to getting these things quickly. She expects you to also, so she has to be patient. Number two, those kind of friends that, but if she continues with the ego, whatever, and then you're avoiding her, like just keep your, even though tell her that you don't like it, number one. Tell her that you don't like it, please stop. That you have, if you want to teach me, please be patient with me. Please patient with me. I don't grasp concepts as quickly as you. If she still chooses not to do that, then that's a problem. Report. Or find another friend who can actually teach you and who is willing to teach you and will teach you well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dami. Ella wants to say something. Ocholi also wants to say something. So let's go. Ella, go ahead.
Okay, so good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
now,
Ella.
I want to answer Victoria's question. Now, from what I know, I just know that most people who are actually very smart, like smarter than you, they have this capacity to always want to show their intelligence. Like, okay, so during reading sessions, they want to show how much they understand that. And then it gets in the way of trying for you to understand. Like, if you ask them a question, they will start putting it in a way that you'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I still don't understand, because they are trying to show you how smart they are most of the time. Now, like Dami said, yes, they might not you might actually just need to talk to them about it, because sometimes most of them might not be patient at that time because they expect you to understand what they are trying to say. But you need to talk to them because they are your friends. If they are truly your friends, you want to meet them and be like, oh, please, you need to understand that I do not understand what you're saying. I need to calm down when you're explaining. If they report this to the authorities, you'll be like, I'm sorry, but this does not amount to what you are doing. And you need to take a break in that. And then you need to understand that we are both, you are smarter than me. I accept the fact. So when I need you to explain something to me, you need to calm down and explain it in a way I would understand.
Fantastic. So what if Victoria is too proud herself to say, I agree that you're smarter than me? Or what if Victoria does not even believe that it's about being smarter than? It's about, smarter, so you may be quick to grasp a concept, but it doesn't mean you're smarter, but you're just faster to grasp a concept. What if that's what Victoria believes? What should she do? Ocholi, unmute and contribute.
I just wanted to ask a question.
Okay, ask.
Okay, like for me, I grew up around boys. I had only elder brothers, so I grew up around boys. So I somehow like became a tomboy. I behaved like a boy. So now I'm living with my my auntie. So I make friends with somehow like male friends are more. But my auntie is now like I'm a girl that I'm not supposed to be making male friends more. Even at that, I still have female friends I talk to. It's not like it's bestie. I don't have any bestie at all. Just people I talk to, hi, once in a while and play with. But they somehow male are more. So my auntie is like I should have female friends that I'm not supposed to be having male friends. So I just wanted to ask, what should I do? Should I
So now,
just
so now, you need to sit down with your auntie and talk about what your auntie's concerns are. Obviously, the concern is that if you're making friends with boys, could it be more? Could there be other things happening? Let me mute everyone so that we can hear me. So your auntie may be concerned that, oh, maybe some things are going crazy. So sitting down with her to say, auntie, no, when I'm friends with these boys, there's nothing emotional going on. I know this, I know that, I know I should be careful here. I know I should be careful there. So like this boy here, the reason he's my friend is because of this. I'm close to this one because of that. So that your auntie knows that, oh, you're doing this with the best of intentions. But also, I think you also need to make effort to get along with girls so that you don't wake up one day and be one of those women that say, I mean, I'm not friends with women. No. Women betray women. It's not always true. So there are great women out there for you to be friends with, but you need to sit down with your auntie and think, you need to show her that you know what it is you're doing and that you have the right boundaries with the guys and that the guys that you're hanging around with are either not asking you out or there's nothing emotional going on. Because your auntie's thinking is that wherever men and women gather, that one we'll talk about it tomorrow. Chamaka, you want to add something? Your hands are still up. So your auntie is not wrong,
Okay.
but your auntie doesn't have the whole picture. But you need to have it. All right, Chamaka, let's go.
Okay, that thing that's about, I think, is it Victoria, about her friend that is behaving much more like that is proud on her own. So I just wanted to say that and encourage her and tell her that she shouldn't mind whether the person is proud or not. That's his or her business. She should just focus on the fact that this person has a knowledge that will help me. This person has something that will help me become better or understand this particular thing better. So if he or she is proud, that's her concern or that's her business. But as long as she understands that, as long as she has this mindset of, I have come here so that you can please teach me something and let me understand, then even if her friend is proud or not, she will not feel that bad about it.
All right, thank you so much. Chamaka, you're trying to say, just be objective about it. See what you can gain from this person. Forget about their attitude. Forget about, it makes a lot of sense. All the girls are saying a lot of things. So you can tell this person, say, when you're talking to me, don't talk like this, be patient. I'm looking at Victoria. She shows an unwillingness to do some of the things that are being recommended. But the fact that it's been shared, she'll think about it some more. And I want to thank all the girls. Auntie Joy, you see, this is our most important class, 15 to 17-year-olds. Their class always takes a life of its own. What is on the slide never comes true. So, but the good thing is that we've had a conversation. So girls, if you enjoyed today's conversation, let me see your hand up. If you enjoyed today's conversation, I have 2 votes inside. So you can raise your hand through the emojis. Let me see if you enjoyed today's conversation. So yeah, we're keeping it practical and real. Oh, I love what I'm saying. Thank you so much, girls, for coming out. So we do this again tomorrow. Just for heads up, bring all your boy questions to class. Every question you have about boys, relationships, dating, what is trending out there, what your concerns are. If there's any pressure, just come and let's fire away. So only 15 girls voted and there are 36 girls here. Kilode, did I offend 21 of you? It's not possible. Possible. It was an interesting conversation. I absolutely enjoyed listening to all of you. And you girls are exceptionally brilliant. I like the contributions that you made. And I look for, I'm just seeing Dorcas's beautiful face for the first time since. Welcome, Dorcas. Welcome, Omotola. In fact, I didn't see I don't know what happened. Did I miss someone on the call? Did I miss someone? I didn't see Miss Vivian. So she was supposed to be our sign language interpreter. Let me check if she's on the call. Okay, she's been on the call since. So I want to thank you, Miss Vivian. I want to thank you, Miss Vivian, for your help. I need to stop sharing.
I've been here since, ma.
Okay. Sorry, and you would have even hinted me so that I could spotlight you ever since. Thank you.
We swapped, and Madam Esther left, so I had to swap, and I've been here since 6.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate. So the reason why we have Auntie Vivian here was so that we could have girls who have hearing impairment can be a part of this conversation, because they too are struggling to make friends. They too are dealing with people taking advantage of them, and this conversation is useful to them. So I want to thank all the girls that have stayed on the call until now. We appreciate you. You're the absolute best. Have a wonderful evening. See you tomorrow, 6 p.m. God bless you.